Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurhan Sarah binti Muhammad Shazali. I'm the first presenter of this presentation. So our group will present about company 7-Eleven. So my scope of presentation is about company background, followed by factor to consider for having a segmental reporting, types of segment, shift of decision making and its responsibility, and we will proceed with reportable segment and non-reportable segment of this company.
7-Eleven Malaysia is the largest convenience store in Malaysia with 70% market share by the store. This company is established in 9 June 2084 and have marked its marks in the retailing scene and has been prominent in the icon for over 28 years. 7-Eleven Malaysia Sdn Bhd through its subsidiary 7-Eleven Sdn Bhd is the owner of the operator 7-Eleven stores in Malaysia. Other than that, 7-Eleven Malaysia is the largest convenience store chain with more than 24,000 stores nationwide, serving over 90,000 customers daily. Next, we will talk about factors to consider having a segment reporting. So we have 4 factors. For the first factor is nature of the product or service. So what is nature of the product or service? So nature of the product or service is referring to what type of product that the company offering. So for this company 7-Eleven, we know that the company is offering convenient product and service. So next factor is nature of the production process. Nature of the production process is referring to the activity or service that are provided. How they produce the service or product. So for 7-Eleven, the nature of the production process is they provide vendor service, which means the supplier give the item or product to 7-Eleven and 7-Eleven will sell on behalf of the supplier. Next factor is type or class of the customer for the product and service. So what is this? The types of customer for 7-Eleven is need-based customer, which means this customer shop for daily specific product and what they need. They already know the section and when they enter the store, they will go to the section. They know what to buy. So next or the last factor is method used to distribute the production or provide of the service. So method used to distribute the product by 7-Eleven is by giving opportunity to the society or community to open their own store under franchise license. So from this, they distribute all the vendor provide and service for the customer. The store will be over the nationwide. So the customer will come the store by the. So how they get the product? They will get product from the vendor. And how they distribute the product? They distribute the product by open the franchise store all around Malaysia. So next, I will proceed with types of segment. So we have 2 types of segment, which is business segments and geographical segment. So for business segment, is a distinguishable component of an entity that is engaged in providing an individual product or service or a group of related product or service and that is subject to risk and return that are different from those of other business segment. So for geographical segment is a distinguishable component of an entity that is engaged in providing an individual product or service within a particular economic environment that is subject to the risk and return that are different from those of the other economic environment. So the next is I will present about shift of decision making and its responsibility. So CODM is responsible to assess the performance of the various segment and decide on allocation of resources of the segment. So for the 7-Eleven, the CODM is the board of director. So their duties is to set up rules, duties and responsibilities. The board charter also serves as a comprehensive good management to understand their roles and responsibility and the commitment of time and things that contribution they expected from them. So next we'll proceed with reportable segment. We have 4 types of reportable segment. First type is convenience store, followed by pharmaceutical, followed by specialty store and online bill payment. So convenience store is basically where we put the food and beverage, necessary products, and for pharmaceutical is where the first aid section, also for medicine. Specialty store is a product that sold a specific product. Online bill payment segment is where the customer come to the store to pay online bill. Next, we proceed with to non-reportable segment. First non-reportable segment is mail order, where the method customer place order via online apps such as Pandamat and make online payments. The last non-reportable segment is touch and go service, where customer come to top up or to do their touch and go. So my last part is process to identify the reportable segment and non-reportable segment. first thing first, we need to identify the segment of the business. So identify the segment of the business, then calculate the 10% threshold test for the segment that meet the 10% threshold test will be the reportable segment as their own operation name or categorized. Meanwhile, for the segment that does not meet that 10% threshold test will be the non-reportable segment and usually will be reported as other segment.
My name is Amira Afika binti Muhammad Noor, and now I will continue the presentation with applying 10% and 75% test.
First thing first, 10% test. 10% test is used in order for the company know whether the segment will be classified under reportable segment or non-reportable segment. The company can choose to do the test on revenue, profit, or asset of this segment. If the result shows 10% or higher than that, it means that the segment will be classified under reportable segment. However, if the test shows the result is lower than 10%, it means the segment will be included under non-reportable segment. Now, let's apply 10% test on 7-Eleven's company. As you can see from the first one, the formula used here is profit for the segment will be divided with the total profits of the entity and multiplied with 100%. As for example, for the convenience store, the profit is 42.204 million divided with the 72.214 million and then multiply with 100%. The company will get 16.11% for the convenience store. It shows that convenience store will be included or classified under reportable segment. Same goes to the pharmaceutical, specialty store, and bill payment service. These 4 segments will be classified under reportable segment because the result shows higher than 10%. However, for the other 2 segments, which is mail order and touch and go services, will be classified under non-reportable segment because the result shows lower than 10%. Let's proceed to the 75% test. 75% test is used to know whether the total external revenue of the reportable segment is exceeds 75% or not. Okay, in order to apply this 75%, we need to total up or adding all of the total revenue of the reportable segment divided with the total revenue of the entity until we get the result. If the result is lower than 75%, it means that the company should add any other segment into it until the total external revenue of the reportable segment achieves 75%. Okay, as you can see from the table, the result from the 10% test shows that the first 4 segment, which is convenience store, pharmaceutical, specialty, and bill payment service, already will be classified under reportable segment. And in order to apply 75% test, we should added all of the external revenue of these 4 segments and then divided with the total external revenue of the company and multiply with 100%. As we can see, the calculations here shows that after we add and multiply with the total external revenue, we can get that the result is 99.9%. It shows that the company, which is 7-Eleven's, already achieved the 75%. So the company should not add any other segment into the reportable segment. Okay, after we already done all of the tests, which is 10% test and 75% test, we can now construct our new reportable segment report for 7-Eleven's company. As you can see from the table, the first 4 segments will be reported under reportable segment. However, the other 2 segments, which is mail order and touch and go services, will be included under other segment. These both segment, which is the revenue, the revenue of the both segment will be added together. Now, I will continue with explaining to you guys the advantages of using segment reporting. The first one is transparency and better insights. Segment reporting help the company in better evaluate the performance and the sustainability of the company. Plus, it also help in evaluate the growth of the company. Second is better predictor of profitability. It is really helpful or useful for the user, whether internal or external user, to predict the profitability of the company using this segment reporting. Second is lower cost capital. As for investor, this segment reporting is really helpful when they can use this reporting to do or to make a better investment decision. Now, for the disadvantages, they have two disadvantages of using a segment reporting, which is the first one is emphasize on the present. Since we know that segment reporting can place too much of a force on short-term number. Second, data manipulations. Segment reporting lend itself to the data manipulations, especially if the information is reported under or in the true management eyes style.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Marisa Auni. I'm a third presenter who will be presenting Part B, the interim report. In this slide, we will be discussing about the basis of preparation, the accounting policies, and also the type of interim report that is prepared by the company. The first slide is the basis of preparation of interim report. The interim financial report is unaudited and has been prepared in accordance with the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard, which is MFRS134. It has been issued by the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board, and paragraph 9.22 and appendix 9B of listing requirement of Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad. It has been presented in Ringgit Malaysia, and all values are rounded to the nearest 1,000. The second slide is accounting policy that is used by the company. The first one is inventories. It comprises of trading goods and consumable and are stated in the lowest of the cost and net realizable value. The cost comprises of the invoice price and incidental expenses. The net realizable value represents the estimated selling price and estimated expenses that necessary to make a sale. The second policy are cash and cash equivalent. It consists of cash on hand and cash at bank and demand deposit at call, which are insignificant risks of changes in value. Short-term fund, which are money market instrument for the purpose of investment, for the investment purpose, does not form part of the cash and cash equivalent. But for the purpose of statement of cash flow, the cash and cash equivalent consists of unrestricted cash and bank balance, net of outstanding bank overdraft, if any, as both are an integral part of the group of the company cash management.
My name is Nur Irma Ilyana binti Habib, and I am from class 4A.
7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad has 31st December financial year end and is about to present its quarterly financial statements. As you guys can see from the table, it shows the interim report prepared by 7-Eleven using quarterly basis, which is for the second quarter of 2021. For the statement of financial position, the current interim report is ended on 30th of June 2021. The period is only 6 months, which is from 1st January until 30th June 2021. However, the comparative for statement of financial position is ended on 31st December 2020, which take the period of 12 months from 6 January 2020 until 31st December 2021. Next, we look at the current interim report for statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. For the 3 months ending, it will start from 1st April until 30th of June 2021, and for the 6 months ending starts from 1st January until 30th of June 2021. The comparative for statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income is just the same period as the current interim report. However, it will only change 1 year. For 3 months ending, the comparative will be started from 1st April until 30th of June 2020, and for the 6 months ending starts from 1st January until 30th of June 2020. Furthermore, the date of current interim report for both statement of cash flow and statement of changes in equity are ended on the same date, which is 30th of June 2021. The total period is 6 months, starts from 1st January until 30th June 2021. Same goes to the comparative for both statements are also the same, which is from 1st January until 30th of June 2020. Now, we will proceed with 2 proposed adjustments to be made by the company. The first adjustment is on its inventories. The cost of inventories as at 30th June 2021 is RM352,797,000, while the net realizable value is RM348,897,000. The adjustment should be made because the value of inventories should take the lower between the cost and net realizable value. The second adjustment is on the account receivable. For the year ended 30th June 2021, the amount of account receivable is RM78,116,000. However, the estimated collectible would only be 90%. The adjustment made based on the amount to be reported, which is the amount of account receivable multiplied with 90%. As you guys can see, it is the extract of statement of financial position for 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad before and after the adjustment of inventories and account receivable. So that's all for me. Thank you.